Hey, it's me, Brian, with Complete Concrete Solutions and ColoradoSpringsMudjacking.com. Wanted to show you, first off, why drainage matters with your concrete. If you got a situation like this customer does, where you've got a hill rolling down to your concrete, you're going to have constant water bombardment trying to run underneath this concrete. That's fine sometimes. If you've got a foot thick gravel base, it's not going to be as much of a problem. Water's not going to wash away gravel, normal storm water that is, but it will wash away dirt, and over time this will just constantly erode. This has actually got a pretty simple solution. As that water runs down the hill, we can create what's called a swale here to basically catch that. It's a very subtle ditch, slightly concave, that will just kind of catch the water and then drain it away from this concrete patio. The other reason that drainage is so important to take into consideration when installing a concrete patio is, or a driveway especially, is all this water here, or when it rains, water's just going to hit this, and you know where it's going to go. It's going to run right off into the ground here. So you're taking all this surface area here and you're concentrating that rainwater right here. Okay, that's got to have somewhere to go. If it just sits there, it's going to cause puddling problems, erosion problems, or it's going to seep in there like this is on the north side of the building in the shade. If rainwater, snow melt, and stuff like that sits here, it's going to seep down in there and activate expansive soils. Expansive soils are activated by water. It triggers them to expand. So you're looking at, 3, 4, 5, 6 feet deep expanding soils pushing against this concrete. It's going to both push it up and in. Sometimes it causes foundation cracking. With this particular situation, it'll start to wiggle this patio like a giant flap that's connected to the side of the house or just beside of the house. It's going to start to tear up trim. It's going to start to pull against the foundation if it's rebarred in or connected to the foundation somehow. It's going to kind of wiggle that loose. Drainage, very important when installing concrete. One of the things that I do with every estimate is a drainage inspection. I look for things like this type of land formation or constructed ground that's going to cause you some problems, and I warn you about them. I tell you how we can correct them, and I put that as an option in case you do want to correct it, in case you do want to have long-lasting concrete that's not going to be affected by stormwater and snowmelt. Here on this slab we've got what's called spalling. It's where the concrete basically turns into little craters and starts coming apart, cracking, and just degrading considerably. And what causes that is water, such as all this snow melt that we're seeing, seeps down into concrete. Concrete's porous. It's like a pumice type material. It absorbs water. Water can penetrate it. When that water penetrates down inside the concrete and then freezes and expands, that force actually pops the concrete apart, starts pushing the concrete apart, starts causing that type of corrosion. The best thing you can do, we offer sealing for all of our concrete slabs that we install. That's one of the best options you can pick, and I do recommend it every time, especially here in Colorado where it warms up in the daytime. Even if you're not using the ice melt chemicals and salts, when that daytime temperature warms up, it turns that snow into liquid, absorbs into the concrete. Sun goes down behind Pikes Peak, freeze, crack, pops, ball. I do recommend that sealer, which will keep that water from getting down inside the concrete. It'll cause that water when it melts to stay on top or run off. If we've put in a concrete slab for you and you elected to make sure that the drainage was proper on that, then the water will run right off to the area we want it to. When we're looking at concrete driveways such as this, one thing that we do differently than a lot of folks is we will pitch the sides of the driveway up slightly so that all the water runs to the center and then travels down the center of the concrete out into the city stormwater system, which you see they've got curb and gutter installed in this neighborhood, and then the water just runs down the street. That keeps all that surface area of concrete, which is going to generate a lot of water, a lot of runoff, a lot of force and power from going off to the side, seeping underneath sidewalks, seeping underneath landscaping items, stuff like that, causing you all types of problems. So we design each driveway with drainage in mind so that we make sure that we're sending the stormwater, which comes in large spurts here in Colorado Springs, into the right areas. Now, if you have a driveway that's already existing and is causing you some drainage problems, chances are we can repitch that driveway and create a good drainage situation for you. It's not always necessary to replace the driveway. It's mainly if your driveway is already corrupted, corroded, things of that nature. But I do have a mud jacking system. I am Colorado Springs mudjacking.com, as well as Complete Concrete Solutions. We do both mud jacking and complete concrete contracting. So keep us in mind for that. If your concrete doesn't need to be replaced, mud jacking is typically a quarter to half of the price of replacing concrete. So it's a pretty cost-effective solution, and it could possibly save your concrete from being destroyed by all the stormwater runoff.